All right, welcome to the training, everybody. So this afternoon we're talking about product personalization on the Volusion shopping cart software. And just to define what I mean, I know I told you guys that here that are live with me just a second ago what I meant by that, but if you're watching recorded now, you'll want to know too. It's if you have a product of some sort where you have an option or someone could inscribe something on the product. So, for example, let's say you sell a T-shirt where you offer some embroidery options, like an athletic shirt where you could have somebody embroider the name of the player on the shirt, or maybe you're selling a pair of custom cufflinks and you could inscribe maybe the initials of the person on those cufflinks, and you offer that as a service. So and then in a broader way, I mean, any product, I suppose, could have some personalization. I suppose it just depends on your supplier. But if you need some custom text done, there's a way to do it in the Volusion shopping cart. There's an easy way, and there's a hard way. I'm going to explain the easy way to you guys first, and then we'll talk about the hard way. The hard way is a bit more creative, and it works and looks really professional, but it takes a fair bit of work, and I'll show you why. So should we start with the easy way? Does that sound good, everybody? I figure we do the easy way and then we get into the hard stuff here in just a sec. The more advanced. It's not even hard. I shouldn't even say that. It just takes a little bit more Volusion know-how. Okay. So here's our example. I want you to pretend with me for just a second that we're selling a shirt that comes in several colors. Okay. So imagine this. We've got this shirt that we're selling from our supplier, and it comes in blue, red, and green. Okay. And you can order this shirt not only in blue, red, and green, but you can order this shirt in sizes small, medium, and large. And then in addition to that, you can choose whether or not you want embroidery work or personalization done on this shirt, or if you don't. To add to the complication here, it gets more expensive. We'll say $5 more expensive if you add custom embroidery work to the shirt. And then if you do want embroidery work, you've got a choice of 3 different fonts in 2 different colors, but you can have a name or whatever you want embroidered onto the shirt no longer than 15 characters. How about that for a product, right? Pretty complicated product. Not as easy as just quickly adding it into Volusion, right? Well, there really is 2 different ways to do this, in my opinion. The easy part is the option. So let's create this product together so you can kind of watch how I would do this. Let me see if I've got any. Yes, I do have a shirt right here. This is a shirt that we're actually going to log into this site. We're going to pretend like this is the shirt in question. And let's make this even more realistic. Let's get some pictures of this shirt. Blue, red, and green. So I'm going to say blue t-shirt. Here's a picture right here. I'm going to save this. This is, of course, just a sample dummy product, but let's make it realistic. Red t-shirt. Okay, here's our red one. And then let's do a green one. Let's get this one right here. Okay. So we've got our shirt. So let's create a product here. And you guys who are familiar with Volusion, this should be a snap, right? Inventory and then products. And then let's click add product. The shirt's going to be called cotton t-shirt. Code. We'll make up a code that goes here. price, we'll say the base price on this is $24.99. This is our description, which doesn't really matter because this isn't a real product. But let's put one in just so we have it there. Categories. We'll go ahead and file this into category 1, so it's got a place on the website. And then under image management, let's go ahead and add one of our images to start. We'll add the blue image. Now, before we get into the actual personalization part of this, let's make sure you guys know how to do some basic options, okay? This has been covered in another training before, but I'm going to show you anyway. So here we are. We've added the shirt. We've added the basics here, but we need to add some options to it. First of all, we need to add some size options. So I'm going to go select options right here. And I've already created some options. This wouldn't show up for you because I've been playing with this today, but I'm going to go ahead and pretending that these options aren't currently here and available for you, which they probably aren't. I'm going to add a new option category, and we're going to call this shirt size, okay? And I'm going to save that, and there it goes in right there. I know this is kind of small, but just bear with me. I'm going to click on the little down arrow, and I'm going to do add new option. We're going to do small. I'm going to add another one. We're going to say this is in medium, and then we're going to add another one, and we're going to say it's available in large, okay? And I'm going to hit the apply button once I'm done, and that should set up my options. Now, if I save this and go take a look at it real quick, we'll just see how it looks. You can see under shirt size now, I have large, small, or medium. Now, if I wanted to reverse the order here, maybe I want it as default to show up as small. See how it by default shows up as large and then goes in this order, medium, small? Maybe I want to change that option order, which is actually quite easy to do. So let's edit the product again. And if we want to change that order, I'm going to do edit options, currently applied to. And I'm going to change this by the option category display order. And I'm going to edit this area, okay? Actually, hold on here just a sec. Let me make sure I'm able to do this. Here it is. Okay. So option, the one on the far right, option display order. I'm going to hit edit right here. And the option I want first, I'm going to put a number 1, a number 2, and then a number 3, okay? Now, granted, I'm going kind of quickly through the options part of it because this is in another training in more detail. So let's just be a little quicker about this so we have more time for the personalization. But 1, 2, and 3, okay? Now, if I view the new shirt that we created, which is right here, you'll notice that the default right here is small, medium, and then large, okay, for the option. Makes sense so far, guys? For the shirt size, that covers one option on this shirt. Now, we said as well that this can come in some different colors, didn't we? So let's edit this product real quick, and let's make these other colors available. So I'm going to edit options, and I'm going to add a new option category, and I'm going to call this shirt color, okay? And I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to add my options. There's a blue color available. There is a red color available. And there is a green color available. Okay? So I'll apply. And I'll save. I know I went fast there. Hopefully you guys are keeping up okay. Let's view this product and see how that looks. And there it is. See shirt color and shirt size. Blue, green, and red. Now, I like it to where when you select one of these options, if I select green, I want the picture to change to a green. So, or if I select red, I want the picture to change red, which is actually an easy fix to make. Let's cross our fingers and hope this works. All you do is once you've saved those options like we did, you come all the way down here to option color swatches down here at the bottom. Okay? And you'll notice that I've got my blue, green, and red right here. Well, I'm going to add images for these. So for blue, I'm going to add 2 images, the blue one there, and I'm going to add the blue one here as well. For green, I'm going to do the same thing. Add images. Let's find the green one, and we'll find the green one as well. So we've got green in both places. You need to do it not only for the swatch image, but for the medium and large images as well. Add images. We're going to do this is our red one, so we're going to do red, and we're going to do red. Once that's done, I'm going to do upload photos, and hopefully this works okay. I was trying it earlier, and Volusion was glitching out a little bit. It looks like it took it okay, and you can see the images there. Everything looks all right, so let's view live. And what you'll notice is now we've got this nice, clean look here. Well, not only do I have these little mini images right here, if I select red, it's going to turn the picture red. You see that? Or if I select green, it turns the picture green. And then blue, so on and so forth. Pretty cool, right? That's creating color swatches with your options. Okay, are we good there, guys? Does that kind of make sense? So now we've got some basic features here. We're ready now to sort of show you how to do the personalization on this. Okay. Now back to my initial point. If you're going to do personalization, it's either going to be the hard way or the easy way. Okay. Let me share the easy way with you first. For most of you guys, this is probably what I would recommend. So here's how we do the easy way. The easy way is I'm going to edit this product, and in the description here, I'm gonna put a heading, and I'm going to call this personalization options. And I'm going to do something like, if you would like your, or let's see, in this case, if you would like your name embroidered onto the shirt at checkout, please indicate the following. And then I might make a list. 1, please type out the name that you would like displayed on the shirt. 2, please indicate the font. Your options are Times, Georgia, or Arial. I'm just making this up, right? I'm basically telling them right here in the description that there are personalization options, but you have to tell us about those at checkout. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but when you check out on Volusion, you're given a little comment section, and I'll show this to you real quick just as soon as I get done putting this in. Let me zoom in on this, by the way, so you can see it a little bit better. And that's where somebody could put in some suggestions to you about their product, right? So we say, if you would like your name embroidered onto the shirt, at checkout, please indicate the following. Please type out the name that you like to display on the shirt. Please indicate the font, and I gave them options there. We'll say 3, and you guys can format this however you want. Indicate the color of the font, or let's see, of the text, black or white, right? I think those were the only options. We're going to say, do you want embroidery? If you do, font, and then color. Okay, so that's it. So then we would save it here. Now we threw a wrench into this, and this would work just fine, assuming that personalization doesn't cost any extra, because then they could pay this $24.99 for the shirt, and it won't cost them anything extra if they go buy it. So let's just save this real quick, and let's just check it out live on the site. You know, you'll see here that I have personalization options, and then I have what they can do at checkout listed here. Now, if somebody buys this, okay, if I add this to my bag and I view cart, let me take this out. So there's my shopping cart, and I proceed to checkout. I'm going to get to this page right here. This is the checkout page, and all of you guys by default have this area right over here. You may not have noticed it before, but it's the order comments area. And that's where this person would say, you know, I want. They would type in what you needed. I want the name Trevor Ship embroidered using Times New Roman in a white font. Okay. Now, if they place the order like this, you will get that little box of commentary that will come to you, and then you would be able to place that customized, personalized order. Okay. So, I mean, it could be as simple as that. Now, the weakness behind it doing it this way is what, guys? What could be the potential problems of having somebody do it this way, based on the way I've showed you guys? What do you think? I see some little issues, and I still call this the easy recommended way because for the majority of you, personalization isn't a huge part of your business, and so if it's kind of an afterthought, there's a few personalized things you want. We can sort of roll with the punches, so to speak. What are the weaknesses, though? What potential issues could be caused with this? I can think of at least a couple. Yeah, that's a good point, Oliver. So what if they said I want the name Trevor Ship embroidered using, and then they used like a font that wasn't even an option. And you're like, well, wait a minute. We only gave you 3 options, but they just didn't consider that and they used a font that wasn't available. Right? So maybe choosing an option that's not available, or they're like, no, we want it in a yellow font color. And it's like, well, wait a minute. We all said that it was only black and white on the product. So then you would have to get back to them. You'd have to email them and say, hey, wait a minute. Sorry, it only comes in black and white. And you would have to start an email correspondence, which would be annoying, especially if you were doing a lot of these. That's one weakness for sure. Yeah, they might spell it wrong in the comments. Sure. They could make a spelling error here. That's true of any personalization, I suppose. Extra charges. There you go, Linda. So we said that this was going to cost $5 extra. So now we're going to have to like send them an invoice for another $5. That doesn't seem very streamlined, does it? What about this? While I was doing this, there's 3 distinct options. A, what's the font? B, what's the color? And C, what do you want typed in? What if I got here and I'm like, all right, I want the name Trevor Ship embroidered using Times New Roman, and then I forgot to put in the color? Then I, as the business owner, if I'm the owner of this website, would have to then contact this person. So it's not without its challenges. If your personalization doesn't cost extra, this could work. If your personalization is very simple and doesn't have a lot of personalization options, this could work. So yeah, there are some challenges here. But as far as the pricing issue, just add another option. We could fix this here. So let me just show you real quick. Let's go back to that product we were working on. And let's fix that issue by just adding an option. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to hit Edit Options, and I'm going to create a new one, Add New Option Category, and we're going to call this, embroidery. Okay, this is our embroidery option. We're going to save that, and then we're going to say yes, and then we're going to say or no. Okay, apply. And let's save it. So now look what I've done here. I've created this new option where I can say, okay, do you want embroidery? Well, yes or no. If I select yes, I can make it to where it adds $5 automatically. And then the pricing issue isn't an issue any longer. So we'll default to no. If I want to adjust the price, it's really easy. I can edit this. Let's edit our options again. Or I'm sorry, no, let's edit right here. We're under where it says helpful links. We're going to edit options currently applied to this product. And I'm going to find this one right here. See these two embroidery options that I created. It gives you a list of all of your options now. And if it is yes, I'm going to put a price difference of $5. See that? $5. And if I do that and hit save, now let's go look at the product. And you guys will notice that if someone selects yes, it automatically adds $5 to the price. See that? So I could still do it that way. I could give them the option and say, hey, do you want customization, personalization? Call it what you want to call it. I called it embroidery. And I'm going to say, if you do, select yes, and that'll charge you $5 extra. Then the rest of this would still work. I could say, well, I want a red shirt. I want it in medium. And then I would notice down here in the description that I would still go to checkout saying, I want, it with this name, with this font, and with this color. Okay, this font color, or text color. Okay, this could work then. So, and I think this is an easy way to do it. I would maybe suggest for those of you guys who don't have a lot of personalization to do it this way. Tell them to do it in the checkout. Okay, that's the easy way. Now let's get to the harder way, but albeit the more complete way of doing this. Okay, so what we're still missing here is, what they want embroidered, so the name. We're missing the font, and we're missing the font color. So let's add those options in. First, let's add the easy ones, which would be font and font color. So let's edit the product, and let's add some new ones here. Let's edit the options, and let's add a new one, and let's call this font. Okay? And we'll add 3 options underneath font. Times New Roman. Let's do Georgia. And let's do Arial. Okay? And apply. There's the font. And then let's add another one. And then let's add font color. And we'll add black. And we'll add white. Okay? Let's save those. Apply and then save. Now let's look at what we've done on our shirt here. So you'll still notice it's the same. So I find this shirt, I'm like, no embroidery. So then I just need to say, okay, I want a green shirt, and I want it in large size, and then I'm done. If I'm not wanting embroidery, the font doesn't matter, right? The font color doesn't matter, so I can just leave those be. If I do want the embroidery, I hit yes, $5, and I want it in, Times New Roman, and I want it white in this green large shirt. So I've done all of this, which works great. But the issue then still, guys, is that we have to make it to where they can actually type in a name here on this page. And this is where the real personalization would become apparent. And I know there's more to it, Kathy. You just suggested, I would want to know where the embroidery appears. And, I guess we could be even more specific and say, hey, do you want it on the back of the shirt, or, on the front right breast or left breast, or, where do you want it? We'll just, I think you guys get the point now, at least how to create these options. You should be able to create those types of options too. The one that you probably don't know how to create is put in a little box here where they can type in something custom right here on the product page. And that's where personalization is really sort of illustrated here in this example. Okay? All right, so we're gonna edit this product, and we're going to create even another option. See how this product is getting awfully complicated, but let's add another option here, and let's call this whatever, shirt text or something. That's fine, right? Shirt text, and we'll add the option. We'll just call the options shirt text, okay? And I'll explain what this is. So I'll hit apply, and I'll save it. But here's where things change a little bit. Now I'm going to go up here to inventory, and I'm going to go to options, okay? Because I've got to change this new shirt text option to a to one that they can custom right in. So I'm going to go filter, and I only want to look at option categories. Okay, that's step one. Filter, then option categories. I want to find this one that I just did. What did I call it? Shirt text, number 13, right here. Okay, shirt text. Let me click number 13, and here's what I do. I can customize this to where it's no longer the default drop-down. Rather, I'm going to select text box, okay? So that's going to change it. By default, all of your options are these little drop-down menus. We just changed the display type to a text box, okay? And once I've done that, I can go ahead and save it. Oh, and by the way, I could make this a required field if I want, but we're not going to do that. Okay, text box, save. Display order. I forgot about that. It forces you to do display order. So display order just is supposed to, I guess you choose a number between 1 and a million, right? And if you choose the number 1, it'll display that option sooner than the others. If you choose a bigger number, that'll show it later. So we'll just do a bigger number there, and then we'll hit save, and we'll see if that worked okay. Okay, once you've changed it to a text box option, then we need to go back to our let's go back to our product. Let's edit it again. But now we're going to edit the options. Edit options currently applied to this product. And let's go find it. Where's that option that we just created? Shirt text right here, right? This is the option. Let's select shirt text. And now we need to customize what we want our little text box to look like. So we can do text box length. We can do character limit, which is kind of cool. Like, let's say that you can only do a max of 20 characters, right? And maybe you do have a maximum of how long the name could be. So maybe it's 20 characters in this case. You could make a couple of rows of a text box, so it's not just one line. Whatever. Let's at least just put the limit at 20 and save it, and we'll see kind of what it looks like. Okay. So we'll save that, and then let's go out and let's check out the product and see. Okay, there it is. Shirt text. That doesn't sound very good, does it? Barbara, you're right. I should have done embroidery text there, but you get the point. So now I can come in here and say, I want Trevor Ship inscribed. I want the shirt to be medium. I want it to be green. I'm going to want white text, Times New Roman, and yes, I do want embroidery work that's going to cost $5. And there you go. Now it's all customized here. So now if I place this order, as a customer, I've already chosen my options. I know they're going to be accurate here, right? And I can click add to bag and be good to go. So this is probably a better way to do it. It's nicer, it's cleaner, don't you guys think, than having somebody wait to get over to the shopping cart? But it's kind of a headache to create some of these options. And this last one wasn't easy either because we had to change the option default format on it. So remember that how we did that is by going up into our options first. So I went to inventory and then I went to options, and I found that option by filtering by option categories. And I had to find that category, which was this one right here, shirt text. And once I found that option category, I changed the display type right here. And I made it a text box. Now you can do other display types. You can do a radio display type or a checkbox. I tend to like drop down by default, and that's how most of your guys' stuff is. But text box if you want it to be sort of written out. Okay? Pretty easy, right? And then once that's done, you're basically set, unless you want to edit your text box a little bit more, which means I can do that through the product. So I go back to the product, back to my shirt, and I can edit the options that are currently applied to the product right here. That takes me to the option list again, and then I just need to find shirt text, which is right here, 131, and then I can decide on the text box length. You just put in an arbitrary number here. This shows you. It says type a number in this field to define a visual length of the options text box. Okay, so you could put in 100 or 25, and that would grow or shrink that text box. You can do several rows. I could put 3 rows here or 2 rows there. I can do my character limit in case there is one and save all of that. Okay, guys, does that kind of make sense? Yeah, of course, Barbara, you could. I mean, we could be much more specific on this. I think there's probably some things we're missing here, right? If we were truly doing real embroidery work on this shirt, the question still is, well, where's the embroidery going to work, or where's it going to go? And we could create another option, right? Which would be very easy. And I guess for the sake of the example, we might as well do it. I could come up here and say, okay, well, let's go back to products, and let's create just a basic option for this shirt as to where the embroidery will go. So I'll do edit options, and we'll create another option category. We can call it embroidery location, right? We could name it something different, but that'll be good enough for right now. We'll say along the back of the shirt as one, along the left breast, along the right breast, right? Apply. Save. You guys are going to be options experts after this. Okay, let's go view our product one more time. Right there. And then I can choose the location. So to conclude, yes, I want embroidery work done. I want it along the right breast. I want Georgia. I want black font on a red shirt. The size is going to be large, and I want the text to say my name. Right? And there we go. Now I can add that to the cart. And if you, I mean, first of all, I hope you don't have too many products that are this customizable, because that was an awful lot of work, wasn't it? But I wanted to show you guys this because I do know some of you have some personalization needs, and so now you should be able to do it. Whether you do it the hard way with this option that we created, or you do it the easy way and come down here and just say, hey, here are our options. Let us know at checkout what you want. Whatever way you choose is great, but hopefully after seeing this video now, you've got some options here as to what you can do. Okay. Denise says, so you have to set up each set of options using a different title. You do. Yep. Yep. I think most of them come with a colors option built in, like you're saying, but size and of course some of these custom ones that we put in, you'll just have to create yourself. Now, if I wanted to delete all of this option work and I just wanted to start fresh, I could do that pretty easily by going to inventory and then options. And I can delete some of these if I want. I could click this and delete all of these options that I just created, right? So you can delete, try again, start over if you get confused over what you're doing. Remember, too, all options have an ID number over here, so that's one way you can kind of keep track of what you're doing, because some of your options names will be similar, right? So anyway, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense about how to do this. Yeah, no kidding, Lawrence. It would pay to know if your supplier has options. There's no doubt about that. That may sway you, right? You may not want to get into a niche with too many of these options. I don't think it's too big of a deal. I mean, it's real. You saw me do this here, but that was one shirt with a million different options that we just created. I did a more complex product just to show you how it works. Some of you guys will have something just as simple as, do you want personalization on your product? Yes or no? If yes, it costs this much extra. Okay? And then what name do you want on your product? Type it in here, just like I showed you how to do. And then you're done, right? Not overly difficult. Let me show you one last time. If you are creating an option, because I know this question is going to come up. If you're creating an option where you need it to be a text option rather than the traditional, default drop-down menu option, you need to go into your builder. You need to go into your option list right here. You need to sort by your option categories here. Find the new option that you created. Remember, we had to create shirt text as an option first. So if that's going to be like your custom, hey, what name do you want on your furniture or whatever, if that's going to be the option, create it first and then go edit the category and change the display type right here to a text box. Because by default, it's going to be a drop down and it's not going to work. Change it to a text box first, and then it should work just fine. Yeah, you probably wouldn't, Denise. I mean, I don't know. You could. Denise is asking whether or not you'd ever really want to delete some of your options. You might if you want to clean it up and you know you're not using some of them. Let's say this shirt, goes out of stock for good from my supplier and I don't have that embroidery option. Maybe I delete it, but it's already been done. Maybe I don't. It's not that big of a deal. You could, yeah. You could title it that way, Denise. I hopefully after seeing this, guys, you can get in there and try it. And then we are more than happy to help you do this and customize. But don't get too bogged down on it. If only a small portion of your products are personalized, you may do it the simple way that I showed you before. Say what the options are in the description. Tell people to give you those options in the comment section, or you could even put your email address in the description and say, hey, after you order the item, email us what you would like, the font, the color, etc. You could do that too if you want to keep it easy. This is just how to program it into the shopping cart that makes it look a little more slick, okay? Okay, guys, I've talked your ear off long enough. I hope you are now feeling a little more confident about doing some personalization stuff. Get in there and try it, and we'll be working with you either way if you need some more help. We may do a follow-up session on this, but I think this should be ample, seeing that we did kind of a complicated product. I would hope yours won't be as bad. If it is, no worries. That's why we did a complicated example. All right? Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. And we'll see you not next week, remember, 2 weeks. Going to be out of town next week and the following week for this training. Okay? Thanks, guys. We'll see y'all soon.